Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. And today we are talking about the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2, and about the recent reports why we believe that the Nintendo Switch will be released next year, and also about that the Switch 2 rumors now are labeled inaccurate by Nintendo. And let's get straight into it. So this all started with a report by Video Game Chronicles (VGC) in July, which states that the Nintendo Switch 2 will come in 2024 and that the devs consoles have already been sent out. Now, one of the main reasons this article suggests us is the declining hardware and software sales. So if you go back a bit in March of this year, on CNBC and multiple sources, Nintendo apparently reported that the sales for the Nintendo Switch have dropped by 22%. Now, this is of course logical because over the years, more and more people will get the Switch that they wanted, and of course less and less people wanted. So at the end of the day, there will be a ceiling. And while it's still going strong, I think 5 million consoles sold, it's a decline over the last few years. Now, for this year, Nintendo actually predicted a sale in drops in sales by 16.5% and 15.9%, which I think is even a bit conservative, but there you go. Now, this is of course the motivation for Nintendo to finally say yes, we will be releasing a Switch 2, and this is where the rumor mill has started producing and has started cooking. Then there was a Eurogamer article in early September which reported that the Nintendo Switch 2 was presented to third-party devs at Gamescom. And before I forgot to say it, earlier in the early article, it was also known that probably multiple first-party developers already have a Switch 2 console, dev console. So kind of like so probably guys like Game Freak and stuff. So we might even be getting a Pokemon for launch, maybe. So in this Eurogamer article, it's said that Nintendo showed off the Switch 2 in front of third-party developers, and with of course multiple demos. Now, one of these demos was an improved version of Breath of the Wild, and while there was no mention of how this was improved, I would guess probably 60 FPS, maybe even 4K. And the other thing that was actually more impressive was that the Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine 5 demo was shown with ray tracing and DLSS. Now, this of course suggests again that the Nintendo Switch 2 will again rely on a NVIDIA GPU and that they will rely on an NVIDIA SoC. So like the Switch 2 that I think runs on a decade-old mobile chip for the Nintendo Switch from NVIDIA. Later in September, because of the FTC trial leak, Activision claimed that they met with Nintendo to get briefed on a new console. Now, this is from the Verge article, and to quote it, it just says, given the close alignment to Gen 8 platforms, so this generation, in terms of performance, our previous offerings on Nintendo's PS4 and Xbox One, it is reasonable to assume that we could make something compelling for the next-gen Switch as well. It would be helpful to secure early access to development hardware prototypes and prove that out nice and early. Now, and after all this has happened in September, there has been a new report. Now, recently on Wednesday, last week, when GTA 6 was announced, so a bit of an unfortunate day, but there has been an IGN article about that the Nintendo Switch 2 rumors are reported inaccurate. I've shown the full quote. If you want to read the quote, watch my This Week in Gaming video from Monday. But to break it down, they basically say we can't comment on this. And of course, they are always developing new hardware and stuff. So they are very vague. These rumors can confuse consumers and investors. Now, this is of course as I said, the Nintendo Switch saw a decline in hardware sales in 2022 in the last fiscal year, so 2020 fiscal year 2023, I think, and they expect a decline in sales in 16.5% on the hardware side and 15.9% for software. Now, the reason why this is happening is multiple, of course. So more and more people, of course, that want the Switch have the Switch, and so less and less people need it, so less and less people buy it. So it's kind of getting time for a next generation Switch and next generation Switch games. Then there is, of course, a big part that is Nintendo trying to fight, and it's emulation. Now, I don't think emulation is by no means illegal. It's not illegal. It's completely fine. And if you, for example, I live in Germany, and I have the right to, I have a right for copying stuff. So I can, for example, you can record songs off of the radio because it's covered by the law. You have a right to own a copy of something. So it also, like, if you have a music disc, you can put it into your PC, and you can copy the songs onto your PC to have it on your hard drive. Now, this is, of course, and I believe that if I rip a game from the Nintendo Switch game, that's legal, because I own that game and I have a right to get a copy of that on my PC, anywhere, for preservation purposes, anything I want. And if you do that and then emulate, if you buy the game, you rip the copy yourself, and then you put it in an emulator and play it maybe at a higher resolution, a higher frame rate, or higher, a better experience with mods or something, then that's perfectly legal in my eyes. But of course, a big part is also piracy, because of the Switch emulator being existent, there's of course also a lot of piracy, and people can just download them themselves. So the software sales are also going down. But this is again where we talk about the demos that actually have been shown, because if we will catch up now on that, they showed the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo with ray tracing and DLSS, and this of course will mean that there will be some sort of level of technology and hardware capabilities in the Switch, and this would be of course in the general favor for Nintendo, because if they make a console that's maybe on a level of the Series S, or maybe between the Series X and S, emulation for Nintendo Switch 2 would take maybe 15 to 20 years, because think about it, we are now just for example, the PlayStation 3 came out 15 years ago, and we are now capable enough to emulate that, and the PS4 is starting to get emulators, but we are months away, years away, maybe a decade away from successfully emulating the PS4. If they now not deny or try to tone these rumors down, then people would think, hey, if we next year there's a new Switch coming, why would I buy one now? Because after all this, after the drops in sales in the last coming years, this holiday season is kind of crucial, because they don't have new hardware. And yeah, but what do you think of Nintendo trying to kill these rumors? And I believe that's not successful, because I think the Switch 2 is still coming. And what do you think? Write it in the comments. Leave a like. A dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe. And bye-bye.